Hello, dear community. Hello, team. Hello, everyone. Uh, it's already 3 months gone since our last AMA, and we was hard
Hello, dear
work for the
community. Hello,
deliver the new
team.
features,
Hello.
and we are happy to share with you our development process, our business process, and let's start. For the last few months, we was concentrate on finalize our Trinity protocol, and we are actually working on the bring the new utility for POA for our mobile nodes, and we are work. So from perspective of DeFi business field, which is very growing for the last couple of years, and we understand that we have to be the same way on the other blockchain protocols. So we are working right now to very close to implement the contour map and contour front run features to our POA nodes, and we at the same time we have to change a little bit the Trinity protocol in general, and I hope the Konstantin and Serge will be explain a little bit more in details later. And at the same time we continue develop and invite the new projects to the Trinity Lab Accelerator. And Ivan today with us from so he will explain and he will share more details about our goals we already achieved. And we have today the special guest from Artrex, Daniel. So he will also join us a little bit later on this AMA. So we are happy to see everyone today, and we will try to make the AMA more and more often for the nearest future, because we was in the silence for the last 3 months. So hello guys, and let's go. We received a lot of questions, and we received the question in English and Russian and Spanish. So we will answer today on the English, and maybe our guys from Colombia will translate our AMA to Spanish, and our Spanish community will show this AMA on Spanish, and will receive the answers from question which we get from them. So let's go. Let's move forward, Roman.
Forward, and the first question is about is there a plan to create a stablecoin on Enecuum?
Yes, actually, we have the plan to implement the stablecoin, and we did the quite big research 1 year ago regarding the stablecoins, and actually our plan is the last our research was to create the stablecoin, which will be algorithmic or half algorithmic. So we will share this detail later. Regarding the development, I think after the Trinity will be finalized and the EVM will be implemented to the protocol. So our next step will be, of course, after the Enex and the bridge will be launched, our next step will be to introduce to community the algorithmic stablecoin. So definitely yes. So Roman, you have so huge echo, so maybe I will read the questions by myself.
Okay.
It's too much noise. Yeah, maybe did please something. So,
I think it's for me. So we didn't plan it in the nearest future, but yeah, to make modern look, it should be done certainly. But now we're more focused on blockchain features than user interface, but with Enex ready, we will work on look and feel to make it better and smooth. Thank you for the question and the idea.
So Roman, I will answer. I will read the question, please, because it's really not comfortable with your voice. I think you can try to make some changes to the settings of the microphone.
I'll try to fix it.
So the next question regarding the 0.1 Enecuum available on the balance to make the transaction. So maybe we'll add some pop-up or some information that you always have to have a small amount, but in general, it's you always have to pay the transaction fee. So we will try to add these features and
we already have it in web wallet, but not in the mobile app, I think. So yeah, we're aware of this problem and work to make it more obvious how the system behave.
So it's in our pipeline, yeah. Okay, let's move forward. I think next question, Serge, is for you or for Konstantin.
About connecting Web 3.0 applications. So if this question is about Ethereum library, then it is still under development. We want to integrate Ethereum virtual machine to enable Web 3 D apps and sites. But if this question is about interacting with decentralized networks in general, then we already have own Enecuum Web 3 library that is used by Enex user interface, by a web wallet in a Bit network, and by Denicom Chrome browser extension. And we work now to move this, to transform this extension into a separate application that will be available on all major operating systems, including iOS.
So the development process, it's high priority for us to deliver this application. So I think we can deliver it in the next couple of weeks. Yes, Serge. The extension on mobile.
Extension, it's already live. If about iOS, then we want to make in 1-2 weeks, but there may be some difficulties with Apple company. It is usually not easy to give to receive a permission. Yes.
Okay. So what are the weakest points for Enecuum at the moment? So always we have always to think it's the time and people. So this is always the weakest points. So we have not enough time and we have not a big team. So at the moment, totally our team, it's around 20 people. And you have to understand that we are working on the same time on the core, on the implementation, new features of the core, blockchain explorer, wallets, mobile application for Android, for iOS, extension, Enex.Space. This is only the product which I so as well. We are working quite close with the project to accelerate them. So this is the quite a lot of the goals and the 20 people. So we are super hard workers. We're like a team of commandos. You have to understand it. And of course, we have a plan to hire more people, but it's always difficult to find the right person. We have, so it's always weakest points: time and the people. So I think that that's it. We, thanks to God, we have no problem with ideas, with the understanding of the market. So we are trying to be always on the wave with the market. We try to predict some things, to bring some new ideas to our products. So thanks, Ricardo Vanbeck, for this question. Is what can the community to do help Enecuum a part of the sharing and spreading of the core, of course. So I think the community I think the community role will be to help the new projects which will build the dApps on top of the Enecuum to start using this application and help to our new projects, to help them from marketing perspective, from using those products. So Ivan will, so we will come back to this later on. So this will be quite helpful for us for full ecosystem. Is the roadmap achievable? We update the roadmap, yeah. So yes, it's achievable. Okay, next questions we have from our community from Spanish part of the world. So we receive them in Spanish, and
I'm sorry, Michael. About roadmap, we recently posted an article, Medium, where it is described in details our status on roadmap. Thank you.
Okay, will there be Enecuum burning? So we have no plan to burn in Enecuum. Since you can mine from a cell phone, does the power of specification of smartphones affect the profitability of mining? So we will post the big article regarding this process, so you can check all documentations there in our guides enecuum.com. But we will post it definitely on the.
There is information in frequently asked questions section about performance. Also, we did a research scientific. There is a link to it in the guides.enecuum.com.
So next question, Serge, I think it's to you or to Konstantin. As interesting as the protocol sounds, will it also be reliable? Konstantin, will it be reliable?
Of course, it will be reliable. Actually, in our tech paper, we will publish a list of known attacks and compare how is our protocol resist them in compare with other known protocols like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other POW and POW and POS based protocols.
Okay, thank you. What are the projections for the next 5 years? So actually, we are planning to update our roadmap and our product plan for the next few years, and it will be a lot of changes there regarding the full vision of developing our ecosystem. And I hope we will update this information in the next 2 months. So this is my part of work, and I have to concentrate on that. So our technical team and our research team right now working on update the Trinity protocol tech paper to version 2.0. So it will include the implementing of Ethereum virtual machine. It will implement the changing for Trinity protocol. So right now we was research a lot of existing blockchain protocols, and not only research, but we was communicate and work with different protocols like Avalanche, Ethereum, Solana, and so on. So we trying to bring the best practice and implement it to our vision and to our code from existing blockchains and ecosystem. So please be patient, and we will update it quite soon. How many Enecuum can I start mining with? Can I start mining with? So 25 Enecuum, you can start from 25 Enecuum. Does the project have a vision of venturing into metaverse and selling virtual lands? Yeah, so we I see the remark from our team, come to our accelerator. So yes, after we will implement the EVM, it will be quite easy to create the NFT, which actually the big part of the metaverse process. But at the moment also you can create a token, you can add the data to the blockchain and use it for any metaverse project. So we are, of course, we are planning to scale this opportunity for our users and for developers all over the world. How much it takes to mine? I don't understand the question. When it is estimated that they will purchase all of the emission maybe. Yeah, so we was launched 1.5 years ago, and with emission model which we have will take 25 years from the Genesis block. So it means the full emission will finish in almost 23.5 years. Okay. Next question, Serge. I think you can go ahead with certainly the NQ. Certainly, the NQ is a digital currency that promises much. It is of my concern to know what is probability that its value will increase in a very near period, and what will be its goal impact if the above described happens. Thank you. So it's always depend on the utility role and the community and the numbers of dApps which will be built on top. So as many we will have utility, as much we will have utility as big demand will be on the market. So it means the price will be increase in natural way. Okay. Next 3 question. When the DEX platform is launched, what performance will we have before the other projects? We will have a stable coins within Enecuum, and I have seen that the Enecuum team active in Latin. Will they continue with activities outside of the virtual? Okay, the DEX search, I think it's a question to you because you're more involved right now from technical perspective, please.
Yeah, so about the launch, firstly, we need to conduct a series of tests in Bit network. And before that, we plan to release the latest feature before releasing the mainnet. It's routing, when you can swap assets between various trading pairs or pools. So current status of this process you can watch in our Reddit development Reddit, Denicom dev. So we have updates on our progress there. So we will tell more about exact dates when we will conduct tests. Now it is hard to say how much fixes we'll need after test series of tests. So about stablecoin already answered, and about
ambassador in Latin. You already know him, Rafael, and now he made the biggest part of all activities in this region, and we very like to work and enjoy working in Latin region, and we will continue to work with Latin. So it's very promising region, I think, and market.
Okay, guys, let's move forward. We have a lot of questions. I think we have no time for 1 hour. So, what is the minimum speed and heads of mining?
I think this question is about some kind of guaranteed rewards for POA. So we do not have any guaranteed rewards, as this is a probabilistic behavior. You may publish block or may not. And about these probabilities, we have published a query to the database of the node to show these stats. Unfortunately, we do not show it in our Explorer so far, but we plan to do so. So maybe and ask someone in community, or we'll find this link to the query, or some user of the POS can gather these statistics to show you what probability from different stake to receive rewards.
Great, let's go. Let's move forward. How will Enecuum proceed in the NFT development? So we are already answered on this question. After EVM will be integrated, it will be much convenient. Maybe we will decide to create two types of NFT. One with Ethereum virtual machine. Second is simple NFT. So we will update this information later. Hello, my question is about Enex.Space for 1 year. We are waiting for the Enex release. We need to update, and we are waiting for the Enex tokens we bought from the special launch to be issued on the Enecuum wallet. So after we will update, after we will announce, before we will announce, we will make the full distribution, and all of the users will who was participate in the private sale round will receive the Enex and Enecuum network. And at the same time, we will open the bridge between Ethereum and Enecuum, so all of the users can easily will have a possibility to move tokens from Ethereum to Enecuum and back. I think it will happen in the next 1.5, maybe 2 months, including the bridge. What is Denicom going to do about the POW ban inside the European Parliament? So we do nothing with that at the moment. Will there be an incentive for people to contribute to keep the blockchain secured via POA, POS, and POA after all tokens have been minted? Yeah, so actually after 23 years, the people still continue receive the transaction fee. So the mining will close. I mean, not close, but now all token will be minted, but the users will continue receive the rewards for the transaction of the users. Will there be an okay? When will mobile wallets have the ability to connect to Enex.Space? Right now, only browser extension. Serge, I think it's a question for you.
Yeah, we work on it now already. We test a version of mobile trades on Enex. So maybe not the next release, but in a release there will be a support for mobile, not only Enex, but all sites that uses web-free Enecuum library. For example, web wallet, faucet, and other sites.
Okay, next question. Can the government shut down the decentralized exchange with regulation? Is the Trinity protocol ready for the application like NFT payments, transaction gateway support for buying and games credit and another? Does the war have impact of development? Do you have any idea? So it's not one question, it's a lot of questions. So no one can shut down the decentralized ecosystem, excluding the different attacks like 51% attacks and so on. The government or government organization can block the IP addresses. So, for example, as I remember, MetaMask was blocked IP addresses from Russia and Belarus. Of course, the situation right now really the completely change, and right now our company and our team members quite decentralized, so we already work from all over the world. But you have to know that we are Russian citizens. We all of us have Russian passports, so for us it's quite complicated for all of the Russian citizens to work, and so there's a lot of restrictions for Russian. It doesn't change the business process and the workflow and development process, but it's really changed my mind and me regarding the last months, what happened in the Ukraine, between Russia and Ukraine, Russian invasion. So it's always nervous to me, and it not bring any value for us. This situation bring only the headache and nervous for all of team member. This is true. But we continue to make our team more decentralized. So I'm based in Dubai, Ivan based in Hong Kong. We have team members in Turkey, Serbia, Georgia, and we have a lot of our marketing guys also work all over the world, not from Russia, from Australia, from Latin America. We have strong community in Middle East, so we are quite decentralized. This is for sure. And so let's move forward. Is the Trinity protocol ready for the new applications like NFT payments, transaction gateway, support for buying and game credit and other? Yeah, we will. It's already have to be used for applications, and Daniel from Artrax will join us later on, and he already have a working prototype, so he already use our network to build his product on top. Can we expect an update of the Masternode app soon? Hope the team and family are safe and healthy and warm. Guiding Stefan Kana. Thanks. So update of the Masternode search, I think it's a question to you.
So no, we we do not plan to support native Masternode application. We move to so-called PWA, Progressive Web Application, that will be cross-platform for all, one source code for all operating systems. So the question before about mobile usage of Enex also connected with this PWA application. So we have already a version with mining in it, POA mining, and also in the extension it will be possible. So on desktop without any virtual machines like BlueStacks, but it is not fully ready as we need more user interface for this. So like core technology works, but to make it user friendly, we need more time.
Great. We have a lot of questions from our community from Venezuela and Colombia. Thanks, Rafael, for that. And Rafael, hello from us to you. So, a lot of questions that people ask, do we have a plan to come to the Latin American make offline meetup? So at the moment we don't have a plan like that, but we definitely can organize the online meetup or online AMA for our Venezuela and Colombia communities. So we will discuss. We have to discuss it with Rafael, and definitely have to organize it as soon as possible. So we have a question about Attrax. I think we will answer for them when Daniel will join us. So when
one short piece of information that we already had some offline events in Latin, and we will continue this kind of events like business breakfast and so on and so on.
That's great. So when Daniel will join us?
Daniel will join us in around 20 minutes, I think. So we have time to answer these questions, and we have some questions from our chats and from YouTube stream, online chat.
So let's move forward. What are the strategies to onboard the blockchain developers into the DeFi ecosystem? We are planning to. So, Ivan, I think it's a question to you regarding the accelerator, Trinity accelerator.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, just we'll introduce a bit the news about the accelerator. So we launched the acceleration program in November 2021, and so right now we got 3 projects participating in the acceleration program. So recently we announced Eltrex from Hong Kong. So then Daniel Chun, the CEO and founder of Eltrex, will join our AMA soon. So I think Eltrex is one of the most promisable project, and so this is a really great team of entrepreneurs with 30 years of experience in Hong Kong, with experience in chipsets, IoT, also art. So they were doing art auctions for more than 10 years, so via their digital platform. And so they really know what they're doing. And the great thing that they are already implementing Enecuum protocol, Enecuum network, to use for tracking and tracing of art pieces they will place on their marketplace. So the information regarding the history of tracking and tracing of art pieces will be recorded in Enecuum network. So apart from supporting the projects, we also getting more and more partners for our acceleration program. So we got Shisha Finance, which is the decentralized fund from United Arab Emirates. So they are very well known in the space, and their managing director Said Al-Darmaki is also the managing director of Casper Labs in MENA region. And recently, this week, we also got a new fund, Maximus Capital Group, and we will make this official announcement about this partnership next week. And also some more partnerships with venture capital funds, and also with other projects that will support the accelerator coming very soon. So we are working hard, and for Artrex, we started the token sale like seed and private round for strategic partners and investors, and we will also have the community round especially for Enecuum community before IDO. So this will be the very good price as well for Enecuum community to participate in this project. So this is news about the acceleration program.
Yeah, thanks, Ivan. The next questions, it's a series of questions from Lila Kim. So Serge and Konstantin, I think these questions is more related to you guys.
So the question about flexible smart contracts for ENQ, the first step to this now is to integrate Ethereum virtual machine, but we still have plans to empower Enecuum own contracts as more user-friendly and more cheap version. But first step to understand how EVM can work inside Enecuum network.
Konstantin.
Yes. The idea is that EVM must be supported, but still we will have our Enecuum token machine and Enecuum smart contracts as a simplified and cheaper version of EVM or something like this.
Okay.
So the next question is about time frame for implementation, and here we started not from smart contracts machine, but from the core protocol itself. It is called Trinity Grand Finale, and we need to have new core that is tuned for DeFi and for some smart contracts in current market state, because first iteration of Trinity was developed almost 5 years ago, and now we need to make a modern version. We already have promising results about MEV protection. I already said about this. So when we finish this new version of Trinity, we will publish a document about it, and it will be a start for integration of EVM. And what are the most important things ENQ team are focusing this year? So this is a new Trinity with Ethereum smart contracts. It's like the new basis for projects from other chains and developing new decentralized applications. The next question is about funds to continue development for the next 3 years. I think, Michael, this question is for you.
Yeah, actually we have funds, but it will be not enough for the next 3 years. So we are planning to make one more round for Enecuum, and we will announce it quite soon, I think. How do you make Enecuum become multi-chain network? Konstantin, I think this is maybe a question for you. What are the other chains that can connect to Enecuum network?
Actually, I not maybe I not fully understand the question. Tableau Bridge will provide transfer of assets between other chains, or what?
There are two meanings for multi-chain. It can be one network with separate chains like Polkadot or other modern networks that or the question may be about communicating inter-blockchain communication. So
yes, I treat it as like a second version as interoperation. How will we support interoperability? Interoperability will be supported by Tableau Bridge.
Not only by the bridge, but also from EVM compatibility we plan to make, because it's important not only to make asset clones, but also to
Service. You should have an option to clone services that are existing on Ethereum. Yes, it's made by EVM, but
important feature is to call smart contracts from one network into another. So with Ethereum compatibility, it will be possible. But about exact multi-chain implementation inside Enecuum, we worked on it quite a long time ago and didn't start this research this year, but we plan later this year to work on it.
Yeah, it's always question of negotiation, like what is the multi-chain, what is the better to create the chain which connected with some other blockchains, or it's better to use the bridge between different. And I think it's no one still have on the market any solution which can cover all those concerns. So some of the people create, some of the projects create the blockchain communication system, but this blockchain same time super isolated with different blockchains inside of this network. Some of the projects create the bridges between different blockchains, so it's still super young market, still super new. So I am sure that market still have not the solution which can make happy all of the game players. So let's see what we can get, what we will see on the market this year, and which our role can be on the market in general.
So about other chains, first of all, we target Ethereum, and then Ethereum forks. What's the biggest ambition you want to bring to Enecuum this year? My personal ambition to make the best pseudo-random generation on blockchain in the world. I think we have good chances to do this, and it will be great for games on blockchain. But let's see.
Let's move forward. We don't
Okay.
have much time. So maybe a question about dApps. Do you have plan to have a working dApps release on Enecuum this year?
I think we already covered the next questions with accelerator programs. We talked about Enex also.
Okay, maybe we will invite the Daniel, and we already.
Some questions from online chat, just a couple. Maybe let's answer it in the end here. Maybe you can tell something about French Bulldog. Any updates? So guys still working on their product, but it takes a bit more time from them, I think. And from our side, we are ready to help French Bulldog with marketing and promotion. Will there be derivatives on Enex?
It's a really good question. So of course, so we don't have a plan when we was published the documentation for Enex, but I'm sure that Enex will have derivatives functionality on the platform. Yes, and we will work to make it happen, because the derivatives functionality, it's like a minimum program which have to be in any blockchain ecosystem, decentralized derivatives trades.
Hey, there has been attack and exploitation of some projects in some blockchains, Solana and so on. How secure is Enecuum and how different is it from others?
Konstantin, I think it's a question for you.
I think we have already covered the theoretical aspect, but maybe we didn't say anything about implementation. So
you mean, sorry, implementation of
It's a last question. Can you see it in Google Sheets?
you already told that we plan to publish.
I see from text. I see. Yes, the idea is that we want, our plan is to list most popular attacks like CVCable attack, like 51% attack, and so on, and analyze our new Trinity protocol, how it resists attacks. So at the moment we are working on it, and it will be published as soon as it will be ready. I can't. I don't understand. I don't know what to add to my response.
Yeah, and about implementation, we have already audit for crypto library for ID-based cryptography. That is the main unique feature of our network now. But we not all code is checked by InfoSec specialists. So here we certainly plan to improve security in terms of implementation, not only theoretical aspects of the protocol.
Thank you, and I think we can move forward and invite Daniel from Martrax. Just a couple of minutes.
I would like to tell thank yous for all questions which we receive. Thanks to our community. Thank you, guys. So let's move forward with Daniel.
Hello, Daniel.
Hi, Daniel. Okay, we have here Daniel Chun, CEO and founder of Altrax, and entrepreneur with more than 30 years of experience in Hong Kong and global business. And yeah, Daniel, please introduce Altrax and yourself to Enecuum community. Yeah.
Daniel, please turn on your microphone.
Yeah, I think you are muted.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hi, everyone. Thank you for the Denicom team for inviting me as part of this AMA. Very excited. Yeah, so I have been involved in the industry for quite a while. One of the companies that I ran for the last 6 years as the CEO was Remote Tech. It's actually, you might see a logo somewhere. So we've been in the IoT business, and we've been shipping a lot of chipsets. And at the same time, we also have been running this so-called Open Heart for 10 years around the region in Asia, Hong Kong, Shenzhen, Shanghai, to help a lot of charities do fundraising. So what we have found out is that we've been presenting a lot of artists and artists' work, and then we actually sold some of them. And because of the last 2 years, we've been actually exploring the opportunity of the art market overall. We believe that we can solve one problem. One of the problems is actually to create, based on decentralized ID, that we can help the artists to self-certify their own creations or their own artwork rather than relying on perhaps auction houses and top tier galleries to turn them into masterpiece. They can actually create that value themselves by self-certifying. So this is something that we've been doing, and then because of the auction technology that we've been mastering within the fundraising community, we believe that we can actually impact more and create a lot more value for not only artists, but also perhaps the people, high net worth individuals that are actually donating, they're buying art pieces. They like the charity causes. They also want to support artists as well. So we believe can be scaling. This could scale to global level. So that's what we intend to do. So that's an overall kind of description, but I would like to perhaps answer some questions that we have. How do we begin? This is my first time appearing in the AMA, Roman.
I can just read all the questions and you will answer.
I actually, we received quite a few number of questions. So should I just answer one by one, maybe, or?
Or you can choose the questions what you like and answer them with reading. I think it will be the best idea because we have lots of questions. So
lots of questions. So yeah, how much time do I have? Just for
you have around maybe 30 minutes. I think 20 minutes. It's okay. Don't hurry up.
All right. Okay. So so let's me answer the first question first, and I'll repeat the question for the audience. So I've been following ArtTrack's community. I looked at the website. It sounds interesting. It could create impact with the ENQ blockchain. Can you elaborate on the plans ahead for the actual product? So there are two types of products that we sell. We actually make use of a high quality, high security chipset that is actually made by a company called Infineon. I might have it here. Yeah, you might see it here. Infineon today, they actually have this high quality chipset that actually have been adopted in the financial service industry, as in basically credit cards, Visa and MasterCard. Over 50% market share worldwide is using this technology. So within that, there's a really high security chipset, but there's also an NFC chipset for the communication protocol to connect with the apps or the actual app itself. Okay, so in that way, we'll be selling these kind of what we call smart chipset, so they can be attached to perhaps a piece of art or a sculpture. This is very common practice for art framers and all these art galleries. Okay, so we had a similar question about whether this is a NFC tag. It is more than just an NFC tag to answer this question. It has a security chipset in there that holds 255 private keys. Okay. So in a way, we basically sell this as a service as well, because at the end of the day, we will actually maintain the tracking and tracing of the provenance and the history on the chain for the ownership data on the ENQ chain, right? Our engineers, our DevOps has already test all this integration on the test net. We'll be shortly actually implementing on the mainnet at ENQ as well. So in a way, there will be a SaaS revenue or product revenue, SaaS monthly revenue to maintain all these services. There will be obviously the sales of the revenue coming from like chipsets, and then there will be rewards around how much you participate in the ecosystem. Okay, so next question. Will ArtTrack be a store for NFT? Right now, we are a marketplace for traditional art that needs to have an ID in the virtual world. Potentially, this is where the traditional artists have a problem today. They would like to also enter into the NFT marketplace as well. So we do look forward to working with different NFT marketplace, so that perhaps the traditional artists, once they have listed their item, whether it's a reprint or the original, they can also have a digital version where it becomes perhaps like the NFT version. Right. The third question, I think I've already, the third question is related to how do you plan to interface a real art object with an NFT token? will it be something like an NFC tag? I think I've answered the first question. It was a great question. Thank you. We've answered the question that it is similar to NFC, but one thing I want the audience to understand is that a normal NFC doesn't have a lot of security embedded into it. It's just an NFC where you can use the NFC protocol. Normal, I think it's NTET 255, and then you actually write onto the small memory size, and you can write URL, you can write something URI into it, but it's not very safe. People can hack it, so that's not a very good solution by itself. But the NFC will still be a protocol where we can actually, maybe I can show you. So, yeah, maybe I could show you right here. So this is, for example, is one of this is actually our alpha system. It's already launched. So this is an app, and then we can actually tap on it, and you can actually see it's coming up. So this is actually the painting of a real painting of swimmers. Right now, this one, it doesn't have the blockchain address or the hash, but this is where the magic is. We're going to integrate the Enecuum blockchain into our application, right? So that there will be transaction records in the blockchain. Now, number four, the question we have is another great question. It says, is there an agreement to work with galleries and auctions to pilot the track and trace system? Absolutely. We are now already loading art galleries and artists. We ourselves have been in auctions through the Open Heart. You can actually check it. It's actually openheart.hk. You can serve. You can actually find it on our Facebook. With a lot of track record, we'll be doing auction. So what we will start to load the art galleries and artists is to actually get them to try it. So what happened is we will actually already we are implementing it. We have a free class of service where they can enjoy the free certificate of authenticity, the QR code, and our application already generate the wall label for their own exhibition as well. These are all free. Plus, we will promote the artists and their artwork to the fundraising at the offline auctions, happening around everywhere right now. So we will start to basically onboard some of these so-called supply side, I call it sell side, buy side, right? Next question. Do you guys have questions, by the way? I mean, the team at Enecuum, because probably some of you I only show you just now, the first time. You guys have questions yourself? Like
first finish questions from community, and I think it will be a bit more interesting if I will read the questions for you, so to make it a bit interactive. So the next questions. Will possession of the NFT prove physical possession of the painting?
Oh yes, this is a great question. In the process, right, we are tracking all the physical painting with the digital ID now, right? So one of the key things is if there is a digital version that it has been minted as an NFT, there is a linkage, and this is where we would like to, with ArtTracks, we will link it together. Now, but directly answer the question is yes, but there will be cases where there could be many different types of variation of a digital art, which is a variant of the original art. For example, in an art piece, they could be minted into 10 different versions, right, of digital version of the same physical art. So in that case, it could be different NFT, right? So the relationship would be like one to many, and in that sense, there will be a fractional ownership, that the model that we are trying to work out on algorithm on the smart contract to see how that would, how can you actually fractionalize the ownership of the physical painting? Okay. I hope that answered your question. Something that our roadmap will be planning to fractionalize it.
Thank you. And the next question: are you planning to start operating globally or in particular jurisdictions? How do local laws relate to digital and physical assets?
Okay. Right now we operate from Hong Kong, but by no means this actually stop us from servicing all the countries. We are actually very global. We are thinking of setting up office in different areas, including perhaps in Vancouver, maybe Singapore, depends on where the market brings us. As you know, art itself can benefit from a lot of the free port. Hong Kong is a free port, and it's very relatively safe in terms of IP protections, especially we're talking about protection of the copyright of the painting itself, right? So that's why servicing from at least from a Hong Kong perspective makes sense, but it does also make sense for us to actually bring to different markets in Europe and in North America, and definitely in South America, Latin America, we are interested in, because the whole business model for us is to have an ecosystem that serves living artists and usually for affordable art. We're not talking about, my business model is not to just serve the top tier galleries and auction house. It's rather to democratize the process, being decentralized and then transparent and then affordable. So we built in this kind of deal flows within the marketplace. That's our vision.
Thank you. And the next question. Will it be possible to trade NFT in other markets? And will it bridge be developed? I think in this meaning it's like marketplace, other marketplace.
Yeah, right now we are focused as a marketplace ourselves for physical art. We believe that with the roadmap working together with Enecuum, there are actually, I recall that Ivan, that there were some projects that is related to cross-chain project with NFT, cross NFT in the protocol, kind of wrapping around it. So we are actually monitoring the market in NFTs where there are lots of opportunities. And definitely we are thinking that, that will be a bridge of some sort to different marketplace. There are already projects like this, so we'll be looking into working with companies that can execute them. Maybe I don't have to build it myself, and we just partner with. It could be another project that is in the pipeline of Trinity. We've seen so many projects, so really looking forward to it.
The next one, when is the MVP scheduled to launch?
Or the MVP? Well, we actually already launched our alpha, which the alpha, I would still call MVP because we are loading the artists. We are offering the basic class of service. This is consistent with our go-to-market when the final blockchain and the DApps. We already have a DApps in place. Let me share with you. I hope you can see it. So this is home. So this is actually the DApps that is right now. It's on my phone, on our DevOps phone. So we are working on it so that we can integrate the whole thing. So right now it's kind of all in different pieces, debugging. We try to iron out some of the user experience. And one of the key things that I forgot to mention is it's also right here on this side here, the AIS. We are one of the voting member of the Art International, it's called Art ID Standard Consortium. This Art ID standard is actually based on W3C DID. And then my DevOps is already working very hard to, first of all, register they call it DID resolver method. And then we're already registering onto it, meaning that very soon we can actually offer the MVP with a full end-to-end. That means there's the chipset, there's the blockchain, there's our back end, there's also following the DID standard. So when people actually use that DID, it's almost like the HTTP protocol where you can resolve and the host, the service endpoint will reply and say, yep, this is actually authenticated as an official piece. It has a unique ID. So this is what we're doing. We're looking at, to answer that question, we're looking at about August in Hong Kong. We will do press release, and we will also be booking a booth at the Affordable Art Fair Hong Kong, where we will actually be doing a lot of show and tell by that time in Hong Kong in physical events.
Yeah, Great. Let's move forward, and we have the next question is about to work at Latin. So all guys from Latin, interesting
Hi,
about it. Yes,
hi
and it's
everyone
a
from
really
Latin.
cool market.
I know. I love to be able to really get out of the Orient right now and start traveling.
Maybe we can travel together,
Yeah,
Daniel,
I know, no,
Latin America.
absolutely,
It's
absolutely,
a
no,
good idea.
because
Just fly from Hong Kong.
absolutely, no, right now I haven't been traveling. Last time I went to travel, it was CES in 2019 December, and then came back to Hong Kong. Uh, my other company, we travel to CES all the time because it's related to technology, consumer electronics. But anyway, love to visit you guys as soon as it's possible. Latin America and some of the different countries, if you kind of recall what we are trying to do as a vision, right, is we want to democratize the art ecosystem by having a lot of deal flows, right, buy side, sell side. By having this chipset, it helps the artist to create that self-certification value. So definitely, having a marketplace, having the opportunity to expose the art to different high net worth individual within the fundraising scene, charitable causes, there is a opportunity to bring in different art piece to the different parts of the world. So definitely would we look after to go to Latin America. Yeah, Latin. Yeah, excellent. Thank you, guys. I mean, this is a wonderful question. Love to come over here to because it's crypto friendly as well. Yeah.
The next question about your representative office in Latin America.
Promising market. Yeah.
Because it's a really promising market, as
Yeah.
one of the guys said.
Absolutely. Good.
Yes, and the next question: how are you doing to protect the buyer and the seller of art on your platform? Will there be something like secure deal?
Okay. Yeah. So in a lot of deals, right? We talk about sometimes it's the same concept. It's called escrow. Uh, so in Hong Kong, there is actually a very good jurisdiction for arbitration and escrow. We will most likely, until we find another jurisdiction where actually it could be Luxembourg or whatever, that makes sense for different area. We will right now we'll base that so-called escrow, the game rule of escrow. The business process on the smart contract will make sense that when the physical artwork is delivered to a buyer, then there has to be a cooling period, and then once that cooling period is complete, the shipment of the product is actually physically presented, accepted, then the funds will be released, right? It could be released through actual fiat currency, or it could be through our native utility token. Now, to answer directly the question on how to secure both sides, buy side and sell side, right? We will put aside some funds for insurance, okay? And obviously, there's just like to protect the consumer, consumer protection. There should be a cooling period where we can actually offer that period, okay? Uh, but in all cases that we have done and similar marketplaces, existing marketplace, the Tencent Sum, the way they do it is to do it this way: have an efficient business process, and similar to even to eBay, there will be a penalty process if there are bad actors within the system. So again, what we are lucky is we would have established all these into a smart contract. So this is why the wonderful part of it, of our IP, is actually to be able to do some KYC, establish the smart contract using the video communication native within our system. Oh, actually, I forgot to mention, one of our partner will be natively, it's called Delta Path. So we'll be actually building into the system where artists and galleries and the artists, they can all set up meetings natively, web communications like what we are doing now. And then they can actually agree on purchases or agency relationship. That means representing the artists. Art gallery say, I want to present your work to my physical customers, but I want to represent you for 3 months. Can I lock you down? over that conversation, that video, we will establish it as a smart contract. Not the whole day set of video will be archived in the blockchain, but that will be off chain. But that conversation will be established as a smart contract as proof of evidence that there is an agency relationship. Yeah. So this is something that we have been mastering. Yeah. In terms of technology, IP, we actually filed quite a few patents. I myself and a few of our development engineers, we have been patent inventors, patent owners and inventors. So we actually have filed quite a few patents on different use cases. Yeah, if you guys are interested, I'm happy to, in future discuss about it. But our attorneys are already working on it. Okay, so there will be a lot of security. To answer the question again, sorry, there will be insurance. There will be a strict business process to ensure that the flow makes sense. It's up to protect the good actors. The bad actors, we have to find a way to penalize them. Great.
Yeah, myself personally, I'm happy that Daniel joined our Trinity accelerator, and Daniel has super quite experienced team. And to be honest, we discussed with Daniel a few more projects which are very promisable. So.
Oh yeah. We talked about some future projects.
Yeah. And in the beginning of this AMA, we received a question from our community that what kind of help they can provide to us. And one more time, I'm telling to you guys, please support the projects which building dApps on top of the Enecuum. Support them from the perspective of marketing, community, use this application, use those products. This will be super helpful for the full ecosystem, including
join Atlas community, share the tweets, share the Medium articles, and make the people aware about the project and about the team.
Yeah. So you can find ArtTrax community. Type in. It's not that difficult. Yeah. So ArtTrax.
Yeah, Roman, we definitely have to put all the links under this video on subtitles. So we have to put all links to ArtTrax, to Trinity Lab, to all of to the guides, because we will have some questions regarding the guides and so on. So please publish all this under the video.
Post all the links when we will finish our conversation.
Yes, and let's plan AMA for our Latin America community, maybe together with the ArtTrax and with the Spanish translation. So I think it's a great idea because we received a lot of questions from those parts of the world.
Yeah. Excellent.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's it, guys. Or we have some question as well, or we can finalize because in the 40 minutes we have next AMA.
I think we can finalize, and if someone have questions, just ask in our chats.
Or ask questions in Russian, and we will answer them in Russian AMA in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, or join us later. Okay, thank you so much, guys.
Do I need to be here or no, right?
No,
we can finish.
You have an AMA, right? You have another AMA, right?
Yeah, we have in Russian language for Russian community, so you don't need to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good luck. Thank you. I hope you guys liked what I did. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good Friday. Yeah, bye-bye.